Again, we need to clear some of this stuff. Let's get a barn. Just behind the gatherer's hut. Maybe a house up here. I know I shouldn't have built an extra house when I'm having trouble feeding people, but it's sort of a catch-22, isn't it? You need the houses close to your new food sources. Finally, we're starting to get on top of the firewood situation. How are these places going? Getting better than it was. It's still not great though. I mean, there's still tons of stuff around here that needs to be gathered. Maybe let's lower the builders, have lots of labourers, and see if that helps clear up. In fact, we don't really need all these stone cutters and miners at the moment either. Oh, forester. Oh, we've hit the log limit. We may as well keep going. I think we need to up the priority of this gatherer's hut. New food sources, very important. There we go. Logs finally getting on top of. .230 tools, so slightly short. But that's fine, the blacksmith can just keep going. When the steel tools turn up, we'll be buying steel tools, so... we don't all need to be producing steel tools. How's this going? Yeah, there seems to be a fair amount in there. I don't like it's still falling though. Gatherer's hut. Still removing resources. People are just having to travel too far to it. Is that 4 of 4? Let's just have a look over here. So they're working this now. Just started. Reserve of firewood's low. Well, there's a lot of woodcutters. Shouldn't be low for too long. Someone's starving. Find your home. There you go. Forester died of old age. Good old Josephine was there to take up the slack. So this area is starting to get clear. Should be much more effective soon. This area should already be a lot more effective. that's not good. Okay, we're getting logs over here now. Just needs a bit of stone. Well, they probably haven't even built this path. Oh, there we go, it's getting built now, finally. Okay, both of these items are being built, that's very good. Bit odd, this person freezing to death when there's 3 woodcutters right here. You can see how inefficient it is when you've got no buildings around. This is, as I was saying, the catch-22. You've got no buildings, no houses, I mean, so no accommodations for these people. So even though it's assigned the 3 builders, they do a little bit of work and they have to run off, get warmth, get food, assuming they're even from here, they might be somewhere else. Get some warmth, get some food, then they come back to another little bit and they have to go back. So that's why I like having the houses so close. It makes it just, you know, a lot more efficient, but of course it forces your population to grow again, which we do want, but only at a controlled pace. And until I see that food going up a lot, I really don't want a lot more houses. And a merchant has arrived. Okay, what have you got for us? Sheep and cattle, that's really no good. These stocks are building up, which is good, but sheep and cattle aren't helping us. How's the fishing over here going? They're going to be quite inefficient, because the closest they could be would be way over here. In fact, I might even check what their pathing is, 370. That's something. Pathing. It's not too bad. Killed by Caven. I mean, it's not good, of course, but it is better than it being our mismanagement and them just starving to death. And we have another gatherer's hut. Fantastic. Let's get 4 people working on that straight away. Oh, we've got more builders assigned than we've got building projects. That's probably a healthy way to be. Food does look to be climbing now at long last. So, I think we need to start that other project. Oh, what happened here? 200 members. 1 of 1. Alright, so we actually need another chapel. I didn't actually notice the population go through 200, but it has. I'm going to try and build another trading post though. Town set. Oh, it's here, isn't it? Trading post. Because A, that will use up some of our resources without resulting in an excessive number of new people being born. But alright, if we need another church, I guess we need to build it down here somewhere. Which again we can do as just a... which one's religion? That one. Nomads. No, I don't want nomads at the moment. I'm sorry, guys. This time we'll definitely turn them down. We're a little bit too finely balanced to be able to take on board nomads. 19 denied. Too finely balanced for nomads. We need the food to be much higher. There's the graveyard. Oh, it's full. Is this place doing any better? It's not great, is it? It might be a little bit better when those are up. How's this one doing? Yeah, it's a start. I guess we could go to the hunter's cabin now. They're not a great source of food. But when you've already got the infrastructure, may as well queue one up. Yeah, I think that's still dropping, isn't it? I guess I'll... another house there. I'm just conscious of the fact that there aren't that many houses here. I guess you can get a bit of a measure for how your population's doing when you look at sort of the numbers coming through. If the students are much higher than the children, you've probably slowed down your growth. You're getting a bit more of a workforce, which is a good thing. Yeah, this is kind of all over the place, the stored food thing. Little vendor dudes. Over 3,000 again for food. Well, that's good. I wonder if our fishing is improving now that those houses are close. Slowly. Still got a long way to go though, hasn't it? Those two are fishermen. Student and a fisherman, that's good. That's kind of what we wanted there. Does look like we might finally have addressed our food crisis. Possibly. How's this one going? Yep, they're getting a good amount of fish. Getting a bit of firewood, a few herbs in there. How's that going? I've started it. And we got a merchant. steel tools. Ale. Don't know if we've got such reserves that we want the ale, but I will buy the steel tools. It's not that we're short of tools, but we're not making steel tools, so let's grab that. It's 1,000. We'll spend 250 on that. We want some wool coats. Yeah, we probably do. I don't think they're actually the warm coats. They're just, I'm not entirely sure. Maybe we'll just do that trade. Trade. Dismiss. I would feel better if we were getting a few more food deliveries, but that's the thing, you can't be relying on the food deliveries. So tons and tons of tools. Means our blacksmith should be able to manage by himself pretty well. How's this gatherer's hut looking better? That's a good source now. They do take a while to get to full swing, clearly. And that's doing well now. It's probably mainly just the lead time. I built out, especially for houses and so on, quite aggressively, and so that really started hitting our food, but it is definitely on an improve now from the looks of things. You, slow down. How about game speed? I want to drill in and just see how much this guy's carrying. Inventory. Oh, he's only got 88 berries in there. That's not very much. I would have thought it was more. What's his inventory? 7 logs. Well, 88's a lot more than 7, isn't it? The really detail in here is really pretty good. All things considered, you don't spend any time at this level. And they don't look too terrible. I mean, obviously, you haven't got enough detail to... and, you know, the textures could be slightly better, but where you normally spend your time, it's more than fine. Amount of attention to detail. Where's this going? Just the whole lot vanishes in a heap in there, apparently. How much have they got? Oh, only 9 logs. Interesting. Maybe they're setting out for 9 logs. I don't know. Okay. Back into the action. Has that started yet? No. Not really. Let's get a few more builders deployed. So what are we up to? 215, more or less. Firewood is still low. We've got tons and tons and tons of logs. Do I want another woodcutter? Maybe I do. I really don't want to be running out of logs. Let's add one to the queue, why not? Firewood is what I'm saying. I'm trading firewood, so I don't want to run out of it. Look at that. That's getting built. Of course, that means we're going to have more reserves sitting at these trading posts, which is a little bit of an issue. I guess, of course, we could free up Like if we had food arrive over here, we could free up the herbs from here, like changing the inventory to 0 and sending it over, and we can play like that. We'll probably need a few more traders. It's one of the reasons why I wanted them to be quite close. I may even want to stone up the road. In fact, that's probably a good idea, because their reason... Well, let's start with... getting a stone road connection up there, and then... along there. That should help a bit. Oh, someone died of starvation. That's no good. It'd be nice if it took you to kind of where the person was when they dropped dead, just so you'd have some idea of what they may have been doing if you weren't watching them. But I guess you can follow people who are very hungry, like this guy, and he's eaten, so that's good. Woodcutter will be ready soon. Let's, in anticipation, get a second trader. Let's get this up. Pin. I want to see when that's ready. I want to see when that one is ready as well. Fine, if that's where you want to be, that's where you can be. Food is sort of under control. I'd like it to be a lot higher than it is. And we've got room for another woodcutter. Well, you can get to work immediately. Obviously logs will start being a problem again soon. In fact, let's anticipate that problem and allocate a little bit more felling. Stone colour died. Ah, there we go. We've got a trading post set up. Okay, inventory. At this one we also want firewood. Although I'm a little bit reluctant to let them get too much, but we do need, say, 300 and, say, 300 herbs as well. Which means we really need to build a herbalist up here as well. So, let's add them in. Add in a herbalist, and we will need to obviously resume our reforestation efforts, especially since we are naturalists. I might bump the traders up to 4. And we've got a merchant, and I think that's the old one. What's he got? Chickens and cattle. Mate, just don't come. You're not giving me anything useful. He's got a long way to go before he's got anything useful there. I love how they're just going on an angle. Oh, the road's not built, that would be why. You can actually build diagonal roads, I just don't, it's not as aesthetically pleasing, let's put it that way. What's that? 220, population still rising, food still dropping. We can put hunters on now, let's do so. We don't need all these builders, they can go away.